And because no last minute Make It with Calvin project is complete without a trip to Osh, I need parts. So in the true spirit of the show, everything is last minute. And the last time that we tested my GoPro handles, which would be the one-handed, this guy, and the two-handed that's being used on the rig right now to film me, that was literally done the day before Thanksgiving, right before I was going to drive home to go back to my grandmother's house. So, in the true spirit of everything being last minute, I at the last minute decided, let me try making a smaller version of the GoPro handle. So, let's find out about it. So, as you can see, the design is effectively the same. It has the curved handles, so your hands are away from the camera, but it's a lot smaller than the big one. Now the reason why I did this is there are times where I've noticed that having the big handle is a little bit frustrating, even though it gives better stability. So the thoughts with this are pretty simple. Does a smaller handle give you better operations in the water? So to work on this, we're going to need to install the screws. So we can mount the top plate, this guy here, and install our O-rings, which we got over at the local Osh. So first step is I just got to remove the supports. If anyone wants to send me an Ultimaker 3, I'll have a video where you can find my address. No big deal. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can install our Easy Lock 240-4-BR expanding brass inserts that I've mentioned numerous times before in other videos. Just install these guys in here, like so. As you know, that's how you're supposed to use tooling. Get the support out in there. Don't even know why that was in there. Okay, so now we can just install our DANCO number 13 O-rings that I got at the local Osh. These are actually nice because they're a little bit fatter than the O-rings that I normally use. So I find that they actually give better grip. Okay, now that we got the O-rings on, we can install our quarter 20x1 machine screws. These guys came with nuts, which I really didn't need, but I couldn't find anything else, so oh well, sometimes you gotta be at the mercy of what the hardware store has. So let's try and get these guys in. Being that the plastic inserts were a tight fit, I am a little concerned, but no. Now they're going in good. Perfect. And yeah. Okay, so now that we have the handles done, now the next step will be running to the beach and trying this out. Now if you're wondering why I printed this guy in orange eSun PLA, and this guy was done in orange Matter Hackers filament, there's a very simple reason why. Orange stands out pretty well in the water, otherwise I tend to use more of a neutral color, but because this is a water filming rig, I wanted to make sure that it was going to be pretty visible should anything happen. Now obviously we are going to have a wrist strap attached to this somewhere, but clearly you want something that you can find. So also like the old one, I've incorporated in the slot mount for the GoPro, and I did also make a mount in the top so if I'm doing dry filming I can use the LCD mount, but I did get rid of the mounting points down here because obviously they're not going to be much use on a rig this tiny. So with that said, let me go rig up a simple wrist strap and we'll be back. Okay, so here we are back in the workshop. I've dragged Danielle back with me because...
Dragged.
Yes, thank you.
It's dragged.
Thank you. Okay. Grammatical errors aside, because I'm not good at English. We did take this thing out in the ocean, and it did work good, except for the fact that I was using the Neue Niren camera clips into their thing, and it turns out it is not as good of a fit as a GoPro one. So I kid you not, I am filming on the beach, in the water, and all of a sudden, I'm looking through my mask going, oh crap, the camera is not there anymore. Yeah, pretty much my expression when I'm like...
Yeah, let's go on record to say that I'm not the one that lost the camera, it was this guy.
It was me who lost the camera. So sadly...
After I got some... Well, I mean, I couldn't really tell if the footage was good or not because there was a lot of glare, but whatever footage was on it...
Effectively, as of this point, is probably lost forever. We did run into a guy who says he's on the beach a lot. Says he might be able to find it, so I gave him my contact info. Fingers crossed it will be found, but thankfully I was filming backup with the regular GoPro rig that we're using here, minus the monitor and stuff. So we'll post footage of that. Although I will say personally, from using it and also using the bigger GoPro rig in the water, I do have to say though, I do actually like the more compact rig in the water. I found it a lot easier to use because it's more compact and it makes it easier to do things. What was your opinion?
Same thing. It's like, I mean, it's got the same stable design as the bigger one, and that's what I liked about it last time, is that it didn't make the camera all wobbly. It was pretty stable in the water. But because this one's smaller, it just felt a little... It didn't feel as bulky, and it felt like that you could kind of move around a bit more with this than with the bigger version. And then, you know, the good old trusty wrist strap is always a plus. Plus now it's like you've got this 3D printed thingamabobby. That
the thingamabobby makes it amazing.
It really does. It really does. I mean, hey.
It just slides up and down.
It's entertaining.
When you get bored, you can just like play with the thing on the beach like...
Who needs a fidget spinner when you've got this?
Fidget spinner sales are now going to crash as of this. but okay,
and it matches.
It does. Okay, all fidget spinner crashing jokes aside, I do have to say though that I am actually really impressed with this mini rig. It would obviously work fine for above ground filming too. It's just I personally like the wider handles because I find it gives more stability above the water, I mean. But I definitely do have to agree that I was actually pleasantly surprised with the mini one. So I'll have links in the description for where you can download one. I did also design this one, as you've seen, to be a two-piece design, so the handles and the body print together to save on materials and also make it stronger, and then the top plate screws in using the expanding brass inserts as always. And then like you saw, I just picked up the O-rings at the hardware store. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with it, and it sucks about the camera, but at least it was the $60 knockoff camera that got lost, not my main filming camera.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Could have been way worse. So I'm just thankful it was what it was, and fingers are crossed. There's a very, 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 very slim chance that the camera might be found by the guy that we met. So if the camera is found, it can be recovered, and by some miracle the SD card didn't get corrupted or anything like that, we will be posting the footage of that if it ever becomes available. If it does not, I'm really sorry about that, but that is the reason why we do not have any footage directly from this. But I can promise you, both of us using it, I actually found it very easy to use. Obviously, you can watch the other GoPro handle video to kind of see the comparison between the two of them, but I do have to say, for water filming, this thing is amazing, and it works good too one-handled as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, well that concludes our slightly depressing outro to our video. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be ordering another one of those cameras regardless. Sadly, won't have footage.
I mean, if we do ever recover that footage, it would be pretty epic, because then who knows what happened when we lost it.
It's just floating around on the bottom of the ocean for a while. You see some seaweed, maybe a shark or two.
A shark? I would hope not.
Probably not. Okay, see you guys later.